Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's video we're going to be making this Tiguan an R-Line appearance package Tiguan. Alright guys, so as you have seen in the previous video, we painted the parts, including the replacement bumper for this, which is an R-Line bumper. And once again, the reason we're replacing this front bumper is because of this right here. So if you take a look, this bumper came to me, I bought it on eBay. It was a complete bumper. It had all of the trims, all of the sensors, including the parking sensors, the harness, and the camera. The only flaw with it was that this corner had been chopped off. And the reason for that, I guess the guys that were disassembling it decided that they were too lazy to take off the bolt that lives right about here, and they took a Sawzall and cut this off. So I bought the bumper because it had everything, and I figured, you know, I'll have the bumper, I might be able to repair this, so I gave it my best shot, tried to glue it, plastic welded it, stapled it, everything that I could do, and then when I was putting it on, I guess I miscalculated how much, or the angle of this line here, and it tore it off. So, again, it's a very major repair, and I was going to run with it, and then a bumper came up for sale, also in very good condition, but with no major damage to it. So I decided to buy that one. In the previous video, I painted it. So in this video, we're going to be pulling this bumper off, disassembling all of the trims, the fog lights, and everything else, reassembling it and putting it back on. I'll show you guys how to do that. And if you see my dog, this is one of the pieces that was painted. I just threw it on. We're also going to be replacing these door blades, side panels. So yeah guys, let's begin. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to replace or pull off this bumper. And the way we're going to do that, so the first thing you want to do is actually remove the grill. So removing the grill is pretty easy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Do your best not to break it. But the grill is very securely in place there. There we go. So you pull it out. So if you take a look, the back of the bumper here has this ridge, and it actually goes in right there. Not an easy thing to do. So let's take this, put it in a safe place. We don't need it. Alright, so now that we have that done, you can take a look. This bumper, there's actually no bolts or anything up here in the front. There is this guide that exists on both the R-Line and non-R-Line. That's where the bumper clips into the front. No bolts or anything like that. And the rest of the work, actually, the rest of the bumper will come off from the fender liner sides, and there's a bolt right in this corner there. And then after that, really, the bumper will come off. Just like that. And just like that, the bumper is off. So I wanted to show you guys real quick. These clips are a pain in the butt. So if you take a look, they guide into the fender there. They're very difficult to get to, and that's probably why these things are supposed to be replaceable or one-time use. So I'm pretty sure I broke the clip that's back there, but We're going to take a look a little bit later, but here is the bumper. The bumper is off, and you can kind of see the Tiguan looks pretty familiar as it was when we were rebuilding it. But this bumper is basically scrap, and I'll show you guys why. On this corner over here, that was the corner for that side, if you take a look. I tried to staple it and glue it in place, and it didn't work. It busted, so, you know, no big deal. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys on time lapse, and I'm going to fully disassemble this bumper, and then we'll move on to reassembling the other one.
You wanna dance?
Alright guys, so as you can see, we have the new bumper completely assembled. You should have seen on that time lapse. And I think it looks pretty damn good. Check it out. All the sensors, all the wiring is there. It's amazing when you put all the trim pieces and the fog lights and everything, how much heavier this bumper becomes. But yeah guys, everything is in. It looks pretty good, and this is the only piece on this bumper that was not painted. This tow hook cover right here. And as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, this piece is obviously dirty and the bumper is not, but the color match is pretty good. And I think it looks pretty cool. But this was the bumper that was problematic. It was great other than this corner right here. If you take a look, I did my best. You can see some staples sticking out. Did my best to glue this on, but I just was not having it. I mean, I painted it, it looked all good. I gave it some wiggles, and it seemed to be doing just fine, but clearly not enough. But as you can see how straight this is, they literally took a hacksaw. But, you know, I should have gotten a discount on the bumper, not a big deal. So here we are. Here's the good bumper with all of the good mounting points. And I think it turned out pretty good. So guys, if you have any questions about how I rebuilt this bumper, what trim pieces are needed, please let me know. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and put this bumper back on the car. Check that out, guys. I did this side, and it looks pretty damn cool. Obviously, you can see the paint doesn't match. The car is dirty up on the top, but I did wipe it down, and I really like that this trim line matches in the back. But if we go around to the other side, you can also take a look at the bumper. It's looking nice. However, that is what we're gonna do right now. Alright guys, so we're gonna start tackling these. I did the ones on the other side, and this was basically how they came apart. So you take a look, you got these clips here that pop out, and I don't know why, but Volkswagen makes clips that break. Maybe it's a money grabbing tactic or what, but the only one that broke on this side is this one. I did remove it. But if you take a look, this channel here is where the blade slides onto, and then it pops into place. There is some glue along the trim panels and things like that, but yeah, not so easy. I'll show you guys a little trick that I'm doing. Alright guys, so before we get started, let me show you guys what we need. We need a wire wheel, or not a wire wheel, a rubber wheel to remove adhesive. We need a knife, some pliers in case, a heat gun, and a T20 little Torx bit right here, and I'll show you why. So the first thing we got to do, we can't forget this, is we have to remove these bolts. Now we're going to take our heat gun, we're going to heat up the trim panel. So the trim panel is held on with adhesive. We want to heat that up to make it easier for ourselves. I'm going to take my little box knife thing and I'm going to open the door just a little bit, and now I'm going to take my fingers and begin to peel. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? So we're peeling just a little bit, and now I'm cutting the adhesive, being careful not to cut the body. Take a look in there, you can see the adhesive holding me. So I'm just cutting that adhesive, and there's two parts. There's this upper piece, a sticky piece, and then down below as well. So I'm going to go back and gently pull and cut along the way. And just like that, it is off. So I'm going to put that to the side and show you guys what we got going on. So this is the adhesive, and that is why this rubber wheel is going to come in handy. So now that we got that, it's time to start pulling stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start right here, taking my fingers and just begin to pull. And remember, there's adhesive up towards the front. I'm going to take my knife and do the same thing as I did before. Just like that. And now we're going to pull the door down just a little bit, and boom, it's off. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to open the door just a little bit because of that weather seal on the inside. And once we have it in, we can close the door just a bit, and then we gotta align all of the holes. Just replace the clip, and now we are ready. Once everything looks to be lined up, boom, just like that, it is on. Before we go any further, let me go and put those two bolts on the back sides back, just so that it holds the door blade to the adhesive.
Do you want to dance?